This is Michael Patrick Kelly on Radio Szczecin. Hello.
Hello, this is Milena on Radio Szczecin.
Yes, well. Thank you. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. Actually, I didn't sleep much because we have a hurricane who's going through the country now.
Yeah, we too, yeah.
You too, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very stormy, very loud last night.
Yeah,
but, I'm happy to talk to you. And my last time in Szczecin was, man, that's a long time ago. I think it was 2014. I think I had a
show.
Or
13, something like that.
13, yeah.
Yeah,
like way back. A small little gig. It was like a club.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very, very loud. The Polish fams are very powerful voices.
Yeah, they can sing, right?
That was incredible, yeah.
You know, so I wanted to start off the conversation with women because they say women first.
Okay.
And yeah, I was actually wondering, how did it happen that women chose Beatiful Madness to be your first single from this record?
That's a good question, yeah. Well, normally when you choose a single, you know, I talk to my record company, I talk to my management, and I ask some people, you know, from my production team what they think. And I just realized that there was a lot of guys, just a bunch of machos like me, you know? And so I was like, well, wait a second, what do the women think? What do they want to hear, you know? And so I started asking, you know, my cleaning lady, I started asking, you know, my niece, my sister, people around me, friends that I have. And 90% of the women and the girls said, this is the best song. You should take Beatiful Madness. And so I said, okay, this time the girls decide. And it was the best decision of my life.
Yeah, they were right.
So ever since then, I listened more to the women than before. And I always thought I was very open and tolerant, but I keep learning lessons. Wow.
Well, you know, if you think about it, I think it makes sense because you named your album Boats, and in English, boat is a she. So I don't know. I think it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, boats. the boats is the initials for based on a true story. Most of the boats are like women names, you know, because the captains usually name the boat after their wives or their partners.
Yeah. So anyway, why do you consider this album to be your best one?
Well, for one, I took the most time to write it, you know. I spent 4 years and I wrote 60 songs. So I wrote the most songs, and everybody was like, when is the album coming, you know? And I was like, I need more time. I want to really do something special.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think as an artist, you go through different phases, and I just feel like things are very mature now, you know. The song lyrics have a lot of depth, a lot of meaning, a lot of significance. And I didn't want to make a record that was just in one music genre. So I have different styles on this album, you know, pop, rock, folk, singer-songwriter. Some of the stuff sounds like the 70s, you know, the old vintage sounds. And that's what I wanted, you know. And I think people nowadays, they're not as, how should I say, separated in music genres as they used to be in the past because of playlists. You know, we all have playlists, and in some of our playlists we have this style or that style. And so I wanted to make a record that was like my personal playlist, you know, where you have very soft songs and very rock songs, like for the live shows.
Well, you know, and talking about the album, what I really have to mention is also the documentary that, can be seen on your YouTube. I mean, you talk there about music more, but also I just can't get enough of the views that you have there. Yeah, they're just so really breathtaking. And I was just wondering, because you obviously have traveled a lot, and is there like one certain place that, you know, just is so serene and that really calms you down?
Definitely, yeah. There's a little small island in Ireland called Inchigoil. And it's a very, very old place. You know, you have these ruins, and it's like an old cemetery. And I just love that spot. It's so peaceful. You feel very close to God, close to yourself, to nature. I don't know, it's one of my favorite places on earth. So Yeah, that's definitely one of the coolest places to go to. You know, sometimes tourists can go there with little excursions.
Yeah.
So if anybody ever goes to Ireland, make sure you go to the West Coast and check out Inchigoil.
Well, thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah.
And also in the documentary, you mentioned like your childhood, and I know that you were on the stage for the first time when you were like 10 days old.
Yeah.
And you wrote your first song when you were 9 years old, right?
That's right. That's right.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
I mean, the lyrics or the melody?
Yeah, I think it's called Sunday Morning. Yeah, Sunday morning when I'm in bed. Something like that. Yeah, I think it came out on the record 1990 or 1989 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was my first song. It was a bit like a swing blues kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you still like the blues, so that doesn't.
I do. Yeah. I mean, there's not much blues on my record, but there's something about rock and roll music that just comes from blues, you know, from rhythm and blues, and so there's always some kind of blues in the rock.
Yeah, you mentioned that the album is like your playlist, right? Some stuff, all the stuff that you love in music. And I was wondering, because if we actually look at your playlist, probably there would be Bruce Springsteen or U2 or Michael Kiwanuka, right? But would there be something that, you know, would surprise us? Like an artist that we wouldn't think that you would listen to, maybe?
That's a good question. Maybe Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Yeah,
the new album.
Yeah, I really like what he did with Chance the Rapper. You know, that's really really cool. And Peaches, and I don't know. There's a lot of his stuff that's it's just production wise and vocally, and you know, of course, it's a bit younger. You know, it's not my generation, but I think he's a very talented artist, really, really incredible artist. And I love that thing he did in Paris. He did like a rooftop kind of live version of what's that song called? I forget. It's like an up-tempo song, and he has his incredible musicians just rocking away. And so maybe, I guess he would probably be a surprise. And I also like Sia. I like Sia's work. You know, she's very artistic in her pop, because she does pop music, but it's very artistic. What else could be a surprise on my playlist? Let me think. Well, Rihanna.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that song Diamonds, which was written by Sia.
Yeah.
That's definitely incredible. But geez, I'd have to look at my playlist to give you a proper answer. Sometimes we have these unknown artists. There are two guys called the Milk Carton Kids. I don't know if you've heard of them. It's more like singer-songwriter, like Simon and Garfunkel. So they're fantastic. And Kanye West. I'm really becoming a Kanye West fan because I think that artistically, there's so much of his work that is really genius. You know, it's really, it's so far out there. It's like prophetic. And I know a lot of people, you know, have opinions about Kanye West and about, you know, him going for president and this whole thing around the Super Bowl with Kim Kardashian and all that. But if, you know, just looking at him as an artist, it's extraordinary. And you know, I don't allow myself to judge anything in his private life or in his public life, because I don't know him, and I just appreciate his artistry.
Yeah. And talking about surprising songs, when you were in Szczecin, you sang a song in Polish.
Oh, really? Did I? What was that? Was that? I think there's only 2 songs I know in Polish that are like spiritual songs.
Yeah,
like
it was Barka.
Barka, yeah.
Yeah.
Barka. And then there's a song for the Virgin Mary. I think it's connected with Częstochowa or something.
Yeah.
Strawa Polski, tyś królowa. I forget. I think it's like an old Marian song. Yeah.
Yeah. But how was it? Was it difficult to learn a song in Polish?
Oh yeah. So what I did was I wrote all the lyrics phonetically. I told somebody to tell me how it's supposed to sound, and then I wrote it phonetically. And then they translated and told me what it was all about. And you have that. Barca exists in Spanish, so I knew the Spanish version, and I didn't know that the original was actually a Polish song. So yeah, but I can also learn a Polish pop song if you want. I just have to do some homework.
Yeah, sure, please.
What's the artist called that he does like the big stadium in Warsaw?
You mean the singer?
Yeah.
Dawid Podsiadło?
I think that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn a song by Dawid Podsiadło. He's very good. So, so anyway, you will be playing in Germany this year. But what about Poland? Do you also plan to do some shows here?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's still a bit of a secret because it's not official and it's still to be confirmed. So it's a TBC, but it's very probable that I'll come in September. For 1 or 2 shows, and I was talking to my promoter a couple of days ago, and we're trying to work it out. It's difficult in Corona times to really be certain about things, but we're doing our best. And if it works out, then in September I'll be doing some live music in Poland.
Okay, so you will play the songs from both, but also a song by Dawid Podsiadło.
Okay, well, that's a challenge. Oh, God. Jesus, you got me in the corner now.
Yeah, I got it recorded, so...
I'll sing one verse and you do the rest. The public will sing the rest.
Okay. That's a deal. We have a deal. So anyway, I hope one day you will come to Szczecin because you were here like twice. So why not a third time?
Yes.
Sometime, you know.
I love it. I mean, you guys are like up in the north, right? Not far from the sea.
Yeah, and really close to Berlin.
Super. Well, we'll have to do that. We'll have to come to Szczecin and then I'll show up at Radio Szczecin.
Yes, please do. Because you have really, you know that, a really strong fan base in Poland. When we see the comments that are there under your YouTube videos, there are so many comments in Polish and with Polish flags, etc. Do you feel the support?
100%. I mean, every concert I give in Germany, Switzerland, Austria, anywhere, there's always a Polish flag. It's really impressive. I mean, I don't know how they do it because you have to travel. And it's incredible. I mean, I don't know that kind of support. There's some Spanish fans who are also very, very supportive. You know, they come to almost every show, but I know them and they have children and family, so they can't come everywhere. But the Polish fans are just incredible, and it's really, I'm so thankful that they're so loyal. Some of these people know me from the 90s and they're still loyal until today, and then there's other Polish fans that are more like younger, from like teenagers or twins. So there's people from the past and there's people from today, and but I call my fans fams, like FAMS, because I don't like the word fan, because fan comes from fanatic. So for me, the fans are like family. It's like a community of people that appreciate my music, and that's why I call my fans fans.
All right, so I hope that you will meet your Polish fans in September, like I said, and it was a great pleasure to have you here. It was Michael Patrick Kelly on Radio Szczecin. Thank you.
Thank you, dziękuję. Thank you so much. All the best, Milena.